What's up guys, new video here. In the last video you guys saw that we got the dog box for the S13, and now it's time to mate up the dog box for the J2 bell housing and then onto the 1JZ. But I probably can't get it in the car because of the trans tunnel, so that's going to require a lot of mapping out and some design in my head to see where I want to cut it and make the trans tunnel and how I want to make it so it looks good and it's not too bulky or too big. It's getting humid and it's muggy, so there goes the lens. Okay, so we do have the dog box right here, the RTS adapter, and I drove 2 hours to Gainesville, Australia to grab this Toyota J2 bell housing. If you guys don't know what a J2 bell housing is, it's a bell housing off of the automatic Toyota transmissions that you get from most JZ imports and stuff like that. They're very hard to come by, and James McCauley over in Gainesville has a really sick car that he's building as well, his TJ13, and he had one of these on the side and I picked it up from him, so thank you to James. And now it's time to clean this thing up, and then I might paint it, might get it just cleaned up and put it on to that, so I'm not gonna waste time painting stuff. But if it looks kind of bad, I'm gonna paint it. I know it's not needed, but I have crazy OCD, I like things looking nice. So I'm gonna get some cleaner and clean this thing up, and then after that, either paint it or just mount it onto the transmission. So I did clean the bell housing up. Looks a lot better, but I don't like how it looks. You're not gonna see it under the car, but my OCD is crazy, and I wanted to paint it, make it look nicer. So I have some silver steel it, do a quick little coat over this, and make it look a lot nicer, a lot more refreshed. So that is up next. I got a fresh coat of Steel It coatings on there. This stuff is the best. It's literally like liquid powder coat, and it looks awesome. Way better than normal spray paint. It's super nice. It's pretty expensive, but it does an amazing job at anything you want to do. It's weldable, anti-corrosive, and it has a kind of different compound than normal paint. And man, it looks so good. I know you guys, a lot of people like the normal brushed aluminum look, but I like the silver look, and it looks super nice. And super brand new, so that's what I like. Dude, Steel It is literally the best. This stuff looks so good, comes on so nice. It's an awesome finish, and it's quick and easy instead of waiting for powder coat. But hell yeah, all right, let's get it on there. Alrighty, so it does just mount up to the adapter right here. And you just add, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 8 bolts in there and screw them in, and then you're good to go. I still don't have a slave in there because I don't know what clutch I'm running yet, but I probably will run RTS's tilt and slave they recommend. And then I'll pull this back off because you got to thread it in backwards, so the threads go through the adapter to the slave here. And then after that is when we'll start doing the big boy stuff of fabrication and all that kind of stuff, because by then I'll have all the parts to do this. Man, this thing looks so freaking dope. Dog box with the RTS adapter, JC bell housing, man, I'm so stoked. Super clean and simple. And now I have to go in here and start figuring out transmission stuff. But I can't do much really. And get some measurements and stuff like that and kind of see where it's gonna sit and then kind of brainstorm and figure out what I want to do. And then go from there. But Billy's out on a trip right now and he's pretty busy, so I gotta see when I can get over there, or you know, when I can start figuring this out. I might cut it myself, I don't know yet, but we'll see. But I don't want to cut too much or too little or the wrong spot, because it's just might create a headache for Billy. But there's not much else going on with this car right now, to be honest, because it runs great and everything works pretty good. So I got nothing else to do on this. But out there, there's Kaya's 240, and we need to install some angle on that car, and that'll be up next. But it's pouring rain right now, and I cannot do it in the rain, so I might have to wait a day or two or a few hours. But I can't push this thing out because pushing it down that hill by myself or even with 2 people is not fun. So kind of stuck right now, but we'll see where this goes. Okay, so this transmission is a GM kind of style transmission, the bell housing pattern and all that kind of stuff, and it does use a GM pattern for a transmission mount right here. If you guys didn't know, Energy Suspension is a very, very awesome bushing company or mount company. It's very cheap and very easy to get. You can go to AutoZone or anything like that and order it offline, or at their store. I could probably get it to you in a day or two. But They do carry the GM style trans mounts in stock for like 30 bucks. So I went and got one from the store, and now I can mount it up to this. So this transmission can be ready to be mounted in the car for mock-up for fab. That is my only goal, and then we'll continue to clutch and drive shaft stuff later on. But while it's in the car, I can get the drive shaft measurement as well to get that made for the car. The biggest thing right now, waiting on, is a clutch. I'm waiting to hear back from a few companies right now that I'm working with to see what we're gonna go with. Alright, got the mount going on right now. Just 2 simple bolts and the plate, and you should be good to go. Boom. Alright, so it's time to dig into the trans tunnel. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go or what I want to do, but first things first, gotta get the dash out, pull the hydro out, pull all the old setup out of the car, as in the shifter boot thingy and all that kind of stuff, and start mocking up the trans. And then after I mock up the trans, get an idea of where it's going to be, I gotta start cutting this out. I'm not going to cut too much out. Like I said, I'm only going to cut enough out to get it in the car so I can measure for the drive shaft. So then I'll let Billy cut out more and do his thing whenever I bring it to him for the trans tunnel upgrade. Alright, got everything out of the car, the seat, the old hydro, the dash, everything like that. Got all the wiring cleared out of the way. Like I said, I don't know exactly how much I have to cut out of here. My first attack is going to be cutting off these hinges right here, these here, and then these here, so it's separated from the car. And then, I mean, it's already separated, but it's in the way. And then I think I'm going to have to figure out how to make this area work. And then, if I don't want to cut this off, I mean, I can probably cut here and re-weld them to the trans tunnel, but I don't know yet because my seat mount's right here. But to get this thing in the car mounted up for a ballpark to see where it's gonna sit, I'm gonna just cut probably right here, right here. Well, no, probably just right here for now, and the whole entire top of it off on this side. Because I'm pretty sure I can get away with leaving that whole side, but we'll see. I might have to cut more off the trans tunnel area, but I don't know yet, but we will see. I'm assuming the shifter will lay around right here, I think. I'm guessing about right here. I'm hoping more further back, but we don't know yet. So I won't bore you guys this whole time. So I'm just going to get a time lapse set up the whole entire cutting of the transmission tunnel so you guys can see exactly what I do. Alright, so I got the top cut off right here. Up next, I'll probably get the trans under the car and kind of elevate it a little bit to see where it's going to sit. I'm guessing it's going to sit probably around here. I don't exactly know where the shifter will end up, so I'm going to put the trans under the car to see kind of an area where it's going to be, so I don't have to cut 3 times. Okay, that was a big job by myself, but I managed to get it kind of in place so I can get a ballpark to see where it's going to sit. So like I said, my guess was right. It's going to sit about right here. The linkage in this thing is really big, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut from here down and over like I said I would. Hopefully it'll be enough. Seems like it will be. If you can see down there, those are fittings from the previous owner. They probably ran a trans cooler on this thing, and I will not be running one of those. So it's giving me some clearance issues. As you can see right there, it's hitting the trans tunnel. So if I take that out and cut this piece, this thing will fit pretty good. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to cut a little bit more down on this side, but other than that, dude, it's really not that bad. So I'm stoked. Alright, so I got this part cut out. Looks good so far. The only thing I gotta do is call Billy and see what he wants to do next, because I need to either cut this whole thing out or just cut this piece out. The problem is the trans mount is mounted right here on the bottom. You can see kind of down. It's right in here. And if I cut that, then I don't know if he has to make a whole new section on that side to mount the trans, or we can use that or something. So before I cut that, I'll give him a call, make sure, get his opinion, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I called Billy and he suggested that I cut as little as possible out, but at the same time, either way, this whole entire piece here has to come out. I went under the car and checked to see if we can still cut this while keeping the stock trans mounts, and it will be possible. So, we're gonna cut this whole thing out to here. So, if I cut this whole side piece out, means I need to cut the top out because it's gonna put the trans into correct position for final mock-up. So, the top of the trans will probably hit the top of the stock trans tunnel, which means I gotta cut that thing out. So, alright, we're cutting, here we go. Well, that sucks. Now that I cut everything out, now it actually fits in its right position and it's way far over. Well, that sucks. Oh well. Now I think I have to cut more down there and then we'll finally be in position. So, oof. Alright, so I got way too ahead of myself, and this side shift dog box is going to be much more complicated than I thought. I knew it was going to be a little bit tough, but this shifter is much bigger than most side shift dog boxes are. I might have to switch to another one, but I think we can make it work. So I mocked my seat up and it does fit with the shifter, but without the trans tunnel. So I don't know if that's gonna work. I can't move over the seat because I need space for the door bars, because I have X bars and I cannot fit anything else over at all. So as you can see, I had to cut more down there. It doesn't look the greatest, but it doesn't matter. It's just a mock-up. This can all be cut out more or fabbed up better. Billy was not happy that I had to cut all this out, but I told him that's what we have to do. Anybody with side shift dog box, you have to understand that that is what it takes for these things to fit in these cars. These transmissions are not supposed to be in these cars. They're made for circle track racing cars or other road racing cars, so it's not supposed to be a Nissan S13. So I'm debating on having a whole entire new trans tunnel made, because I might just have to do that. I don't want to do that, but I might just have to. Like I said, I don't know, man. This is going to be a lot of work, but it's what it takes to put a dog box in your car. It'll be worth it in the end for sure. The Z chassis or any other chassis have way bigger trans tunnels, and you don't have to do this unless you have side shift. But like, I know some people that have a Nissan 240sx, they put a dog box in their car, it's a GSR top shift. All I got to do is throw it in the car and it fits no problem. So you guys are lucky, but I don't have $9,000. I only had a few grand to get this thing, and that's what I did. So now we got to make it work, and that's what we're going to do. I don't know where this video is going to go, but I did my best to get this thing mocked up into the S13, and I hope I did a good job showing you guys. It does not look the greatest because it just cut, you know, it's nothing special, but it's in the car, and now I got to get the measurement for the drive shaft, because now it's in its correct position. It's not going to go any further or any further back because it's where it sits, and that's where it mounts to. So that's what we got. So up next, I can get some measurements of the drive shaft, and then after that, this video should probably be over. So that is it for this video, guys. The dog box is in the car, mocked up to the JZ. Had to cut most of the transmission tunnel out, which I did not want to do, but it's what it calls for. So up next will probably be drive shaft stuff and clutch stuff. That'll be in the next video. I have two new awesome sponsors that help me out this build, and I'm super excited about that. But other than that, once I get all that stuff situated, we're bringing it to fab. Billy's very busy right now, and I'm also very busy, so it might be a few weeks till we get there. I have some new plans coming up to do with Kaya's car, so we're gonna do some awesome mods to that while that's at fab or before fab. So look forward to that, and I'm very excited to get these cars on the road and drifting and to be a whole other level of drift car. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.